Hi, today we're exploring the problem in the text for proper 9-year C, which means we've got Luke chapter 10, verses 1 through 11 and 16 to 20. The Lord appointed 70 others and sent them on ahead of him in pairs to every town and place where he himself intended to go. He said to them, "The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore ask the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest. Go on your way. See, I am sending you out like lambs into the midst of wolves. Carry no purse, no bag, no sandals, and greet no one on the road. Whatever house you enter, first say, 'Peace to this house.' And if anyone is there who shares in peace, your peace will rest on that person. But if not, it will return to you. Remain in the same house, eating and drinking whatever they provide, for the laborer deserves to be paid. Do not move about from house to house. Whenever you enter a town and its people welcome you, eat what is set before you. Cure the sick who are there and say to them, 'The kingdom of God has come near to you.' But whenever you enter a town and they do not welcome you, go out into its streets and say, 'Even the dust of your town that clings to your feet, we wipe off in protest against you.' Yet know this, the kingdom of God has come near. Whoever listens to you listens to me, and whoever rejects you rejects me, and whoever rejects me rejects the one who sent me." The 70 returning with joy, saying, "Lord, in your name, even the demons submit to us." He said to them, "I watched Satan fall from heaven like a flash of lightning. See, I have given you authority to tread on snakes and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing will hurt you. Nevertheless, do not rejoice at this, that the Spirit submits to you, but rejoice that your names are written in heaven." This comes right after that amazing stuff in chapter 9. Check out the previous video for all of that juicy action. And so here is a repeat of events from the beginning of chapter 9, right? Now, there we had the sending out of the disciples into the world to do the work of Jesus. Now, this time it isn't just the 12, but the 70 disciples, which for some may be the real problem in the text. What? There are 70 disciples? Since when? What is different, of course, is that it now is for all the nations. And what we don't read is that Jesus goes dark on what happens if people reject his disciples. That's in that section we skipped over. It's really terrifying stuff. So obviously we skipped it. But that doesn't keep us from the problem in the text, which isn't really a problem in the text so much as our problem in reading the text. So Jesus is telling these guys what is going to happen. And he's like, okay, if things go well, just chill with them for a while and do some awesome stuff. But if not, just knock the dust off and move on, because God will take care of them, if you know what I mean. Right? Of course you do. And as much as the story keeps going and the disciples come back all happy and surprised that it all somehow worked, I know most of us are back here thinking all about what that bad junk really is. It's like how we need to hear 7 good things to counteract a single criticism. All the good that Jesus is talking about here disappears from our minds the second we have to register that maybe God will have to punish some people. Our problem is that we might miss the whole point of the story as we obsess about the nature and judgment of God. What gets lost in our obsession is not only the good, but the meaningful. This is a story about hospitality. Jesus is inviting his people to go out and receive hospitality from their neighbors. And the condemnation to the inhospitable is based not on the idea of condemning a few people for being a little jerky, but for breaking a principal rule of being a halfway decent person, right? Show some hospitality to a guest. The even bigger picture is that Jesus is sending out the disciples knowing some of them are going to not receive hospitality. But he sends them out anyway. And he doesn't just send them to the friendly places. He sends them everywhere. Not to recruit for Team Jesus, but to make neighbors. This is the ultimate rebuke of James and John's genocidal ambitions in chapter 9. Because the people on the other side of any wall, they aren't just enemies or foreigners. They're neighbors, and we can actively love them. May God's grace be with you.